I think we are live now. Okay, sorry guys who are already waiting for us. We are a little bit unexperienced with Facebook Live. This is our very first time starting a very DIY style. We want to show the world that we are great bootstrappers. So welcome boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for spending the time with us and then to accompany today our very first passion dialogue about ZaZaZu. So I am Jingjing.
I'm Cassandra.
And today we would like to introduce you to ZaZaZu. What is ZaZaZu? Who is ZaZaZu? Who are ZaZaZu? And why both of us started the ZaZaZu journey. So ZaZaZu is a discrete e-commerce ecosystem to guide women to explore, experiment, and enhance your sexual journey through three major pillars: education, consultation, and curation of products based on your individual needs. So the bigger cause we want to achieve, our vision, is we aim to normalize sexual wellness for every woman in daily life, like your sister, like our friends, our daughters in the future, and really empower women to own our pleasure and create a safe space to exchange and explore 360 around sexuality and intimacy. This is what ZaZaZu does. We are a company that is almost 4 months old. I would say yes, almost 4 months old. And yeah, this is our very first podcast. Not podcast. Cass always used to correct me. I always say I'm very unseasoned.
Facebook Live.
Facebook Live, because it's a very new word for me. And today we have, in the past 4 months, we have been working a lot on various kind of things, bootstrapping, try things on ourselves, trying to, literally try things ourselves, research and doing Facebook, social media. We are facing many challenges. We have facing many great advocacy as well. So as from today our very last investment was just confirmed. So it means that we are successfully closing our pre-seed round with a 6-digit investment. Thank you so much for believing in us. And today we want to go a little bit into our journey with you, and I hope you enjoy. So this is what is ZaZaZu, and who are ZaZaZu actually? I'll just pretend that I have a microphone because we do it. We want to take responsibility with the money that investors are trusting us. Therefore, we do not want to do any sophisticated kind of live or interview. We just want to show you who we are, and in a very DIY style. So with a pen here, Cassandra, I understand that you used to be very successful, you are still a very successful game producer, multi-million-dollar company and leading big teams. Why do you start something in this stigmatized space and with another crazy person from China? Why?
Okay, why?
Who are you? Sorry, I didn't know.
Let's start
with my fine.
rewind a little bit, just to front. Okay, so 15 years mobile game production. I think when I was in game production, when I first joined game production, my previous life was actually in consultancy. So I think in Asia, your kid has gone to consultancy, not bad.
Good girl.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I think I kind of meet my parents' expectations for a while. Then after that, I dropped that and then I went into the game industry. And immediately the question was like, are you crazy? At the time, mobile games are huge now. But at the time, 10 years back, 15 years back, there was no such thing as game industry in Singapore. There, like maybe one game company. Okay.
Asia generally, in Singapore.
Right. So that was a very risky move. But I was thinking, I was young and if I don't try this now, when, right? Try something new, try something different, and see where it leads me. And as I go along, trying to pick things up and really getting very hands-on with everything. One of the interview questions that my team lead then asked me was, Cassandra, you used to come from a consulting background, but you know what, you'll be doing data entry, when you first join the company. Because actually in games there are a lot of data, like a lot of data, leveling data, player data, combat data, so a lot of massive use of Excel spreadsheets and a lot of data entry in that sense. And I was like, well, let's try. If I hate it, fine, go back to consulting. Okay, but anyway, and I tried, and I was saying it was great. It was, of course, there are always hard work to be done, groundwork to be done, but as you go along, you realize that you can influence the direction of the game development and so on. And at the end of it, through the different games that we have done over the years, reading the reviews of our players are something that really bring me a lot of satisfaction, because you wouldn't know it until you actually is part of the team and people say, your game brought me through a very dark period, your games brought me comfort when my parents divorced, things like that. And then over the as we progress, I joined companies that make family-friendly games, and really those kind of comments are a good motivation and driving force. Ultimately, as you grow and you evolve into the role and you realize, what are we doing? We're not just making random games that make people addicted or whatsoever, but at the end of the day, the fundamental basis of doing games for me at the time was bringing happiness to people, right? And today, 15 years now, mobile games is hot and whatnot, and everybody aspires to go and do it, and they say, oh, Cassandra, it's such a cool job, cool industry, which is fantastic and nice. But it also brings me to the next question. Okay, is it time now to think about how to bring happiness to other people in different ways? And then I met Jing Antler, right? Antler, great program, great accelerator program, whereby they put a whole bunch of exceptional people together. Jing being one of them, right?
Second one.
Yeah, and so we joined. We didn't partner up initially, but she pitched a few ideas, and this one, sexual wellness, really caught on for me, because this is so underserved. You don't really see people doing this in a very serious manner, and for those people who tried, somehow they end up looking sleazy, just not the right tone that will be appealing to all. So when I saw this, I think this is a great opportunity to jump in and really do this together with somebody who dares to do it. Okay, one point, there are many exceptional women and men in the Antler program, but how many have the guts to do this, right?
It's true. They're actually, true.
Right.
And then also nobody was actually, remember going back to the time, I mean, this is called like so every week you should team up with someone, and then everybody is so-called tracking out. So once you start to engage with someone, and then you build a company and you track out, then I was left over 什么剩女啊，你知道，好可怜啊！就你说 but then I still firmly believe it, and then I went to CBD myself and then interviewed women. Do you believe in the concept? What do you think about doing customer research myself? And then until the moment, sorry Keaton, no? I'm really sorry about this, but then I was like, so Keaton was at that time Cassandra's partner, doing a completely different venture in gaming as well. And we ended up talking, and we had a really nice dinner with some of Cass' friends, Gwen, and then Cheryl, and it was really nice. And then I realized, okay, the space, I'm not the only weirdo or the one who is, there are many women, just our moms, our sisters, our daughters are like us, and saying, this is exactly what we need, and finally someone's there to do that. I would love to get out of the world and then seeing, join you, but because there are many things, obligations holding me back. So I was even more grateful that Cassandra actually then made the decision saying, yeah, I dare to join the crazy journey to change the world. Continue, I didn't want to jump in.
No, but I mean, exactly, right? I think it takes two people to be convicted on the same idea and want to carry it through. Not everybody continue their ideas after we end the program. But we stuck onto it, and then me being very hands-on all the time. I actually opted, and thankfully Jinjin was very supportive, to allow me some time, or to allow us some time to DIY, to bootstrap, just to really get our hands dirty, talk to potential customers, or people in general, women, men, just to understand how they feel about this space and how they have concerns, or essentially anything related to this space. This is to me doing groundwork, and then getting my hands dirty in the operational stuff, like doing the website. I know the website is not fantastic, but hey, the buy button works. So you can buy. Not very safe. Can buy. This is legit. So you can buy. No worries. We already have sales. The money goes through, and you get your products. Doesn't look great, but it works. Okay, and all these things.
Somehow us also to prove product market fit in a way.
Yes.
Although it does not look professional, although I mean it's such an intimacy space, although it does not look way beyond perfect, it's completely DIY style, right? But then still we get tractions. We see people coming to page and asking questions, and
yes. So fundamentally, really, we want to talk to more people. We get our hands dirty, like for instance, doing this Facebook Live. We have not done this before. I know, again, this whole setup looks very DIY, but hey, you don't wait for things to be perfect before you start.
Yeah.
And for me, this is really reaching out. To reach out to you folks out there, spread the word, and really know that we are here to really want to find out what your needs are, what do you want, and then let us create the solution for you, a pleasant solution for you. I want to talk about my why, but before I talk about my why, definitely I want Jinjin to share with you about who she is as well, and then we can go proper into that. But really, I think at the end of the day, fundamentally, I'm looking at bringing happiness. So I used to bring happiness to my players in the game industry. Now I am looking towards bringing happiness to a new group of consumers, and really elevate our intimacy journey and sexual wellness journey for our generation, for the next generation, and for the next generation. If we can, maybe our parents' generation. Yeah, as well. So talk to us, really, right? And then we can do something for you. And before I go further, please, I really want to know about you, and I'm sure all the audience here would love to hear more about you.
I would hope you know me already pretty well, right?
But every day, lunch, whatever, we still learn something different about each other.
That's the beauty.
Every day.
And the
right?
beauty, and you still stuck with me.
I mean, just yesterday, we started talking about manga.
True. Yeah, like something totally in common that we have never found out that, because I am a little bit like Cass is like very hands-on, and I'm hands-on in a different way, but I'm rather this kind of, let's have a pretty dress and a little bit, and then we just realized that we have actually way more things in common that you wouldn't normally think if we have never touched that topic through sexual wellness, about manga, for example. This will be shared in the next episode. So talking about me, so I am Jingjing, and why is this a passion dialogue? Because I'm a very passionate person, and passion in many layers of meaning. And yeah, so I am originally Chinese, and I came from Beijing, and I lived half of my life in Germany, and now 3 years in Singapore. The reason why let's say a fundament about myself, something that I was always afraid to share, and I have very insecure in a certain way. Sometimes people think that, she looks okay, and then, but somehow, it's a little bit different topic, but I thought, I would like to open up. Very few people know this about me. So I grew up in China, where my parents were abroad at that time. They were very fortunate and chosen by the Chinese government to take the opportunity and go study abroad. And at that time, I was brought up by my grandparents, and unfortunately, they were very focused on themselves, and they did not take their great care of me, and which left me in a very weird space as a young kid, and my parents were not around, and I am a little bit difficult topic for me to talk about before. I have, if you look at it, especially between Cass and me, you can see that I have way darker skin. Normally, people in Southeast Asia think if they guess where I'm from, mostly wouldn't think that I'm from China. They would think are you from the Philippines, are you from Thailand, Singapore even, but most people wouldn't think that I'm from China because Chinese, we are very focused on fair skin. So when I was a kid, I'm a kid of 80s, so they're saying, okay, this kid with dark skin, this is not perceived as beauty. So I was always bullied, many reasons. One reason was because I have very dark skin. And I say at that time, there's a Chinese word we say, 女孩子还没展开. So we say in China, if you are a small girl, sometimes small girls, some of the eyes and then the facial expressions are not that done yet. 我们说女大18变, right? There are 18 changes along a woman's journey. Anyway, long story short, I was perceived as a very ugly kid. And yeah, an ugly girl, and with no parents around you, and I was very badly bullied when I was a young kid, which took every kind of confidence away from me. So I felt until I was 16, I was not exceptionally good in school. I did not really have any passion. I was not good in sport. I was very average in the academical terms. I was very average looking, and even when I was much younger, I was somehow society and told me that you are kind of bad looking because you do not fulfill the society norm at that time. No caring parents, dark skin, and 农村的孩子啊. It's really, and then which took all kind of confidence away from me. So I was a very insecure kid. And then luckily, then I had the opportunity then leave China because I said, okay, this is somehow, made a different life. So I went to Germany, and my parents came back to China. So I was alone again because they say, now this is for you. Now you're grown up in a way that's tough love, not Chinese tough love. Now you explore. So, but then in Germany, this was actually a country, I would say I'm quite westernized in that sense. This was a country which gave me a lot of confidence because suddenly dark skin become pretty. Everybody, people pay a lot of money to go to the sun bank, this kind of sun tanning machine. Thank you, sun tanning machine to make their skin look darker. And suddenly I was perceived as, okay, you are beautiful. And then also the way I am, I was very keen on making friends because, as you may understand, I had no friends when I was a kid because I was so bullied. I was a kind of a loser when I was a kid. And then suddenly people like the way who I am, and then because I am very open, I'm seeking out, they suddenly realize, oh, Chinese could be very different. Because in the Western world, Chinese are perceived, Asian, especially women, are perceived very shy. They're like, I'm not, okay, beyond shy, right? So suddenly people loved me. And then in school, I was, in China, only everything would count is academic. And in Germany, suddenly things count like hands-on skills, leadership. I was chosen by become the class rep. This would never happen in China. You did loser kid, no way, no? So this gave me a lot of confidence in a way. But deep inside, I was still somehow we say 丑小羊, one day you become a 白天鹅, so ugly duckling. So deep inside, I still didn't have the confidence. So what happened is that after graduation, I make an assessment. I say, you know what? Deep inside, I was so badly bullied, and I still was this insecure girl. But I want to be powerful. I mean, in Western world is a bad word. Powerful. Oh no, don't be. Hitler was powerful. Not powerful. Okay. I want to be powerful in the sense I want to own things. I want to be leader. I want to have a big team. I want people to listen to my voice. At that time, it was 2004-5 at that time. So I said, I think I need to study a subject that will give me a great career. At that time, Germany, industrial engineering. That was the hottest topic. Barely women dare to study that subject because it's engineering. I know I was smart enough to study that. And I fulfill all kind of diversity cluster. Asian women, Chinese women who speak Chinese, and Asian women who speak Chinese, in industrial engineering background, and know both country well. So yeah, so I suffered actually 6 years. This is something most people don't know. I did not enjoy engineering as such. It was not my passion. So I actually really studied hard 6 years, suffered somehow 6 years, and yeah, and then did a Master of Industrial Engineering. The big firm, they came, Siemens, Volkswagen, all the big firm came. Oh my God, this is the next generation talent who is going to bring us, the old traditional country, industry further. So, and then, okay, then I made a great career, and then made career very early at this kind of old traditional German firm. Deep inside, I was really never happy still. Although I thought this is something I was looking for, I was actually not passionate about it. I somehow designed my career to be the way it should be. So one day, and then I had a burnout in a way that I realized, okay, I need to change something in my life. So how to change? Because I was a senior manager at a big firm. I did not have a partner at that time. I did not have a lot of friends because all my life was about making career. Then I made a fundamental change. So I take a break. And then met my wonderful husband because I was open-minded. I think that I could see someone that in my life. And then after that, things have changed for me. I realized, you know what? I want to do something that I am passionate about. What am I passionate about? I want to solve a problem for the world that's about confidence. Confidence, because I think all of you know, women will suffer a lot about being inconfident. Very often that you see women, she has everything. She has the look, she has money, she has the intelligence. Commit suicide. Women, there are so brilliant women out there, but they doubt themselves. The higher they go, the more doubt they have in themselves. How can we solve that angle? There are many, the female, there are many movements, Me Too, many great resources outside. Then I was digging inside myself, so how can I contribute into that part? Which angle could I tackle to do that? So sexuality came in. So I believe sexuality informs identity. And when we are securing our own identity, which I was not at the time, and that actually built confidence. And confidence is what at the end empower us to go out and change the world. And this is how I want to contribute through a completely stigmatized angle, what is crucial for human nature, but it's completely stigmatized not only in Asia, all over the world. And yeah, this is how I decided, okay, you know what, I want to do ZaZaZu. At that time, it was called La La Land, remember when we started?
Yes.
La La Land. La La Land was still very difficult. La La Land is due to the movie, but I want to create a name where we Asian can easily speak and then could memorize and then remember and then follow us. This is how that came from.
I think the confidence part that you mentioned is so real in the sense of I think we have met many friends and I guess across I'm sure for you as well and for us the friends and the people that you meet along the way. Many people deal with the lack of confidence in many different ways.
Yeah.
Some people actually look arrogant and behave that way. Just to hide the lack of confidence and lack of security, right, within. So everybody tackle this challenge of the lack of confidence in many different ways. Some really just withdraw into the shell because they don't have that confidence and they just display it as it is.
Right.
And some people just try to hide it and mask it in many different ways, which may or may not make them approachable or which may or may not make them successful. Either way, the thing is, there is indeed this part about confidence that we need to raise up and really reading, especially in Asia. I think we have always been, I think, brought up in very humble manner. Yes, the new generation are all into expressing themselves and whatnot. But again, in the world of social media. You can project yourself very confidently, but I think it's important to really ask yourself, are you truly confident on camera, off camera, right? And I think this part where ZaZaZu comes in is about us being in a safe space whereby when you are not sure about something and specifically to ZaZaZu, sexual wellness. If you're not sure, we don't pretend to know everything, but this is a nice place, safe space for you to come and talk to us or share with us your concern. Or if you don't have an idea, tell us and we will find out and share with you. So if you need an answer, but you're too concerned about where do I look, how do I look, or I have no time to look for the answer, even though I have the question, drop us a note, right? And then let ZaZaZu help to craft that solution to inform you or simply just for a chat. Yeah. Sometimes all it takes is really just a chat.
Yeah.
And have someone to talk to. So this is where we come in, and I think the point about the lack of confidence really echoes a lot, partly for me and I think for a lot of people as well.
And especially for young girls, for example, I think something that we have been discussing very often, also why we want to do that, is we are moms as well. So although we do not have a medical background, we are women who have gone through various kind of stage. Beyond, I think the last stage we have is menopause, no?
Yeah.
So we used to be young girls with passion. We used to be, then young women, and then a career phase, and then the dating, getting married, become a mom. Our body changes, and then the sad thing is, we had just recently this talk. We were chatting with auntie, in the hawker center. Auntie is 75, right? And then I had another client with me at that time discussing something. She's in her 20s. So we have three generations. The auntie, us, and not our kids' generation, but the younger generation. The sex education is the same. What the auntie said, what I learned at school 呢，女孩子告诉你们，就是不要去搞啊，结婚之前不要去搞啊。It's the same. It's exactly. And this young girl told me, sexual education. What the hell is that? I got this thing from porn. And then I suddenly realized, okay, look at Singapore, look at China, how country has evolved from a 渔岛 fish, how do you call that, fish island, to the metropolitan of the world somehow. The sexual education, 50 years, nothing happened. And then we realized Cass has a girl, I have a boy as a kid. I do not want this generation to approach sexual education, how to, their first time through porn. And let's be frank, nobody want to talk, don't ask, don't tell. But this is how we have learned how to approach sex. And this is how the industry has somehow put it there, that we believe, this is the right position. This is how women need to face themselves. This is how women need to position themselves. And this is the reality. No, this is the reality. This is way beyond. And we want to
fantasies.
Fantasies,
I
exactly.
think porn industry has a lot of fantasies in it. That we are not judging to say porn is good or bad. That's not where we're coming from. But we're saying that to get information about sexual wellness, is porn the right place to go to? I think we want to create a better solution in this space. So I think really at the end of the day, again, sex education, at least in Singapore, I can't speak for the rest of the world, but we don't really need biology class. We don't need another class on STDs. Well, actually, maybe you do, but you don't call that sex ed, right? I mean, it's more like biological class. But when you talk to sexual wellness, I think it can be more rounded. If anyone from MOE or you want to connect us with MOE, I think let's work out something so that sex education, the curriculum can be a lot more richer. And as a child grows into a marriageable age, how do they approach that relationship with their spouses and partners and have a good sexual life that eventually leads on to family building?
Yeah.
Right? And once you go into family building with kids around you, how do you keep that passion alive?
Yeah.
I think those are the different topics that we want to look into. And again, NSF, I think the country in general in Singapore, we're looking at raising up birth rates. Like entrepreneurship where activities lead to sales, when it comes to birth rates, there are activities that lead to babies. Right? But when everyone is so focused on doing activities that lead to sales or lead to productivity or leads to modernization or your career, all the activities are there. how are people treating the activities to having more babies, you know? I think these are the things that we really want to look at, and how can we provide alternative solutions that are holistic, wholesome, and healthy for everybody.
We really aim to create a safe space where each kind of age group woman could easily approach us, feel safe, and we will, whether you are single, whether you are a couple, whether you are beyond divorce, any kind of status, we are there to enhance, elevate, and maybe solve a problem for you. So we are very early stage, and this is our very, very first talk, and I hope you enjoyed it. Reach out to us and talk to us any kind. You love it, you hate it. Any kind of feedback is better than no feedback, and we are planning to do this on weekly basis at least. And we'll also be sharing, you know, our favorites, our pet peeves, and yeah, and beyond, to get to know that you know who are behind ZaZaZu now. And we hope that you become one of our pioneer and very early adopter, and to be with us on this beautiful journey.
Yes, so just before we end this off, so everybody can enjoy your lunch, really our ask is come to us, talk to us, and if you feel that you are also on this same mission with us on advocating sexual wellness, right? Share this, you know, let your friends
Not
know.
in the sense of putting a blanket sexual wellness.
No,
you can just PM us, it's fine.
Yeah. Right, but share this whole idea, share ZaZaZu, share this video, you know, just to let your friends know, like, if they have anything that they want to talk to, or someone to talk to in confidence, private, I think ZaZaZu is here. And if there's any ideas that you have on how we can improve this for you, please talk to us.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. And how do we go off?
And we shall end.
We shall end. All right. This is awkward. Bye.